Hi, everyone. Sorry, it took me a few minutes to get going there. Today, we want to talk about the starter kit. So the other day, we talked about essential oils, what they were, um, why they work, why they work on the human body, and where they come from, and how you can tell a good one from a not so good one. And today we want to talk about 11 of those oils. Now, 11 of those oils are in the starter bundle. And the starter bundle is a bundle that is made up of the 11 most common oils. I would say actually that they are the 11 most oils that I use, plus maybe a couple more. So let's start with this. So your starter bundle comes and it has 2 floors on it. So when you get it, don't forget, this one floor has your 10 oils. And as you take that off, you then come to the second floor of your box. So I'm going to read along with the oils and with this booklet, which I will send you when you order the starter bundle. I can easily either send it to you by mail or through the internet. So there's 2 different kinds of oils. One is just a plain oil that comes from a plant, and the other one is a blend, which might come from 2 plants, 3 plants, 12 plants. Gary Young, who started Young Living, was a farmer, a scientist, and an intuit. And his intuitive skills were incredible when it came to blends and putting blends together. And so we're going to start today with the, let me see, 5 blends that are just pure blends, just from one plant. Copaiba is the first one we're going to come to. Now, Copaiba doesn't smell a lot. It is really good for teething and teeth. So if you have a baby that's teething, then Copaiba is the oil for you. So we're going to look in here. Okay. This is what it looks like. Copaiba is really good for supporting digestion, reducing pain. It's also a really good strengthener. So if you have, let's say you use one of the other oils, for instance, peppermint, to reduce a headache, and then you put Copaiba on top of it, it will make the peppermint stronger. It will make it absorb better. It's a natural steroid. As a matter of fact, Copaiba affects the same CB2 receptor in your brain as what CBD does. It comes from the Copaiba tree. It's a resin, so it's like maple syrup, actually. It's great for teething, as I said, gum problems, any kind of tooth problems. It helps wound healing. It promotes healing, and it's a disinfectant. The next one, which I'm sure you all have at least heard of, if not smelled, is lavender. And lavender is the one oil that many people know and often don't like because they have smelled it with a chemical in it, or they have smelled lavandin. And lavandin is in the same family as lavender, but it's a totally different plant and doesn't have the therapeutic values that lavender does. I told you last time that there's not enough earth or soil on this earth to plant all the lavender that is on the shelves of the stores that we go into. So if you have smelled lavender and you didn't like it, try smelling this one. This one is pure lavender, 100% totally filled up with that lavender distillation. And it smells a lot different than a lot of different lavenders do. So lavender can be called the Swiss Army knife of oils. It can do just about anything. So if you have something and you don't quite know what to do, use lavender. It is a really versatile oil. It helps a lot with skin irritations. It helps with wounds. It definitely has a calming effect, so it calms you down. It's an antihistamine, helps with scar tissue, dry skin. It's good for cold sores, sunburns, nosebleed, rashes. It comes from the Idaho farm. And if you have kids, it's probably one that would be good to carry in your purse. So if they fall, if they get upset, if whatever happens, use your lavender. The next one we're going to talk about is frankincense. Now, frankincense is the king of the oils. Frankincense was that oil that was brought with myrrh to Mary and Joseph. Frankincense is an oil that has been high up on the oil chain of command for years and years and years. It is an antitumorial. It is an immune stimulant. It's an antidepressant. Now, frankincense is expensive. So probably I wouldn't put frankincense in my diffuser before I use some other things that weren't quite so expensive. But if this is what gets you out of being depressed, then this is the one to use. It's a pain reliever. It's really good for skin health. Now, I have used it to take dark spots off my body and also skin tags. And I find that it's really good. I used it neat, which means with no oils. I just used it. The oil comes just out in a drop like this. There, if we can get it out. There we go. And I actually, what I did is I put a roller ball on the top of the bottle, and then I rolled it along the skin tag that I had and the dark spot. It helps remove warts. Now, I haven't experienced this, but I do know some people that have. They said you just drop it on, like I did in my hand, for a couple of weeks, and you'll see the wart actually start to come out. It's great for meditation, and it's great for your spiritual awareness. Frankincense comes from the tree, and the frankincense trees are in Oman. They must be 40 years old before we can use them for frankincense. So the next one I want to talk about is lemon. Lemon is pure lemon. In this 5 ml bottle, there are the equivalent of 75 lemons. So if you can imagine 75 lemons in this bottle, then that's what there is. Now, all the fruit oils like lemon, grapefruit, orange, citrus fresh, all come from the skin of the lemon or of the fruit. That's the part that's closest to the sun, and that is cold pressed. The rest of them are distilled. This one's cold pressed. This one is fabulous for many things. This actually does come in a Vitality or a Plus line, which, as I said before, is these aren't in the order that they're supposed to be, so that's why I'm flipping around. They are able to be ingested. I often use Vitality Lemon in my cooking. I use it in my Ningxia in the morning. I use it in my water. This is fabulous as a glugon, rather than buying glugon at the store. It's great for taking stains out. I'll attest to the fact that it will take red wine stains out. It's really good for varicose veins, for cellulite, terrific as an air freshener. So you could either put some of this into a spray bottle and use it as a spray air freshener, or you could put it in your diffuser. This, along with lavender and peppermint, is terrific to help with seasonal allergies. All the fruit oils will make you sun sensitive. I can't remember the right word to use, so if you use it on your skin, just be careful when you go out because it will make you a little more sensitive to the skin. Okay, the next one is peppermint. And peppermint comes from the peppermint plant, and it is fabulous for headaches. Now, peppermint is strong. Well, it's not too strong. It smells like mint. It smells wonderful. It's great for hot days, and it's great for hot flashes. Put a little bit, if you're getting a hot flash or a headache or it's a hot day, on the back of your neck, and you'll love it. It is probably the oldest oil and the most well-known oil, maybe next to lavender. It's great for indigestion, rubbing it on your tummy. It's also good if you just put a little bit on either under your tongue or on your thumb. So put a drop of peppermint on your hand, put your thumb in it, and then put your thumb on the top of your mouth. That will also help with headaches. It helps with spiders and ticks. It is great for bad breath. Use a drop of this. Inflammation, heartburn. So there's lots of different things that we can use peppermint for. The one I love, I don't say I don't love the others, but I really love this one, is Northern Lights Black Spruce. Northern Lights Black Spruce Farm is in Canada. It is in northern BC. And actually, just before COVID shut everything down last year, I was supposed to go to the Northern Lights Black Spruce Farm. And I was really looking forward to it. However, that didn't happen, and I look forward to going some other time. Gary used to say that the black spruce had a really different texture, a different aroma, a different constituency because it was grown under the northern lights. And he actually took one of the scientists out one day at night, and the northern lights were shining in the sky. And he said, put your arms around the tree and feel the energy from northern lights. Now, I talked last time about frequencies and how Idaho blue spruce had the highest frequency of any of the oils, which was, I think it's 438. They think that Northern Lights black spruce is higher. They haven't tested it yet. So just imagine what this is like in your diffuser. I love it for being grounded, feeling like you're out in the woods. You know how you feel in the woods when you're walking through and it smells so wonderful and you're just feeling at one with the earth. And that's how this makes me feel. And I don't know whether I can find this one in here. Okay, I can't find this one. I'll just tell you about it. I often use this at bedtime. I might put it in my diffuser that's beside my bed. I would put it in my diffuser if I want the house to smell more woodsy and I had people coming in and I wanted this house to smell really good. I would use it for grounding. So if you ever felt flighty, not knowing quite where you're going or what you're doing, if you're anything like me, I do that sometimes, not often, sometimes. And what I'll do is I'll use some Northern Lights black spruce and I put it on my wrists and then rub my wrists together. It's one that I probably wouldn't ingest because I don't think there's too much of a reason to do that, I guess. That would be more that would be the aromatic and the topical application. Okay, now we're going to get into the blends. And like I said, Gary was a master to intuit and a master blender. And the first one we're going to talk about is Digize. Now, Digize is kind of like Buckley's. It smells or it tastes terrible, but it works. This smells terrible, but it works. Some people love the smell. Some people don't. I'm more on the I don't like it smell. It has tarragon, ginger, peppermint, juniper, fennel, lemongrass, anise, and patchouli in it. It's excellent for indigestion. If you have that full feeling after dinner and you rub it on your tummy, it will take that bloated, full feeling away. It helps with gas pains. It relieves nausea. It's good for the day after. So if you have a hangover, this is the one for you. If you put it on your tummy and you smell it. So when I say smell, you could put it in the diffuser. I probably wouldn't put this one in the diffuser. I would put a drop in my hand. When you use oils, I like to put a drop in my hand and then go clockwise around and then rub your hands together and make a tent with your hands over your nose and breathe deeply. And your hangover will be better in just a little while. It helps with morning sickness. So if you're pregnant and having problems with that, it combats candida, it soothes colitis, and It cleanses the kidneys. So there's lots of reasons to use this baby. And like I say, sometimes you love the smell and sometimes you don't. Okay. The next blend we're going to talk about is Panaway. And Panaway is for your sore muscles. Panaway is really good if you have been out and working in the garden, or if you're on the ski hill, or if you've been exercising. It's a great one to use on your muscles. It's made out of helichrysum, wintergreen, clove, and peppermint. It's good for a headache because of the peppermint that's in there. And what I would do with this is I would just rub it on the back of my neck. It increases circulation, which helps reduce pain, and it also reduces inflammation. It relieves swelling. It helps with arthritis and sprains, muscle spasms, cramps, and it cuts throbbing pain. Now, remember back when we were talking about copaiba, I said that copaiba would make things stronger. Well, Panaway is one of those that I often pair with copaiba. So actually, Panaway would go on first, and then I'd layer it with copaiba. I broke my ankle this summer, and the oils that I turned to were Panaway and copaiba, and they really helped. They really worked. I was back walking in, I put weight on it in 2 weeks, which apparently was unbelievable according to the doctors. So the next blend that we have is RC. RC is respiratory control. RC will clear those nasal passages and help open them up. RC has also been called the snot buster, so you'll remember it by that. It also helps with snoring. So if you've got a bed partner that snores, put RC in the diffuser. It helps with allergies and asthma relief. It helps with congestion and definitely colds, flu, sore throats, pneumonia, lung infection, and it helps with sleep apnea, because sleep apnea is not getting the breath the right way, and this will open up the breath or the breathing tubes. It's made with pine, lavender, marjoram, and cypress. And I love to put this in my diffuser along with maybe, you could use it by itself, you could use it with Northern Lights black spruce, you could use it with thieves in your diffuser at night. And I find often that I will wake up and my throat has got phlegm in it. And if I put RC in the diffuser, then I don't wake up like that. The next blend we're going to talk about is called Purification. And purification actually does purify. It takes the smells out of the air. Now, we all know those air purifiers that you can buy that you spray in your air. And what happens is that they actually coat the bad smell. And it seems to go away. It doesn't really go away, but it seems to. Well, this actually will take it away. This is wonderful if you're cooking and you've got lots of smells in the kitchen. It's wonderful, and I would put it in my diffuser at that point. It is good for a poopery. I would put this in a little spray bottle in the bathroom, or I'd put a little diffuser in the bathroom to go along with it. It's made from lemongrass, rosemary, tea tree, myrtle, citronella, and lavandin. So that is different than lavender. It's an antiseptic blend. It purifies and cleanses. It neutralizes mildew. It helps with insect bites, ear infections. It's great if you have stinky boots or stinky hockey bags or stinky gym bags. You can put a drop of this in there. I would probably put a drop of this on either a cotton ball or a cotton swab or one of those cotton pads and put it in. And it's good for fleas. The other thing that I use purification for is keeping my fresh flowers alive longer. And it really does. I put a drop of purification in the water in the vase and I let it sit in the water. And then I put my flowers in. And I have actually kept tulips up to 2 weeks. This is fabulous. And the 11th oil, which is my very, very, very favorite oil, is Thieves. This is the oil that I was introduced to back in the 90s, if you can believe, way back then. Way back then, I was having gum problems. Now, the gal that was in Young Living brought me Thieves rather than Copaiba, but it worked. And I love Thieves. The story behind Thieves is that in the 15th century and the pandemic, there were robbers who were spice dealers, and they were going around robbing the gold out of the dead and dying's teeth. And they weren't getting caught, but the bigger thing was they weren't getting sick. And so they finally did get caught. And in exchange for their lives, so the story goes, they had to divulge what was in their masks that they were wearing that kept them from getting sick. And indeed, there was cinnamon bark, clove, rosemary, lemon, and eucalyptus. So when Gary saw this as he was doing his work towards making blends, he decided he could probably make a blend with this and with these oils. And so that's what's in Thieves. I have another story to tell you, and that is going on a cruise. I went on a cruise, and there were 10 of us who were there. And we were the captain said, make sure you all wash your hands and everybody will stay well. Well, I'm not sure whether this fella brought his cold onto the ship or not, but 3 days into the North Atlantic, we were on our way to Iceland, he started coughing and sneezing. So I said to my partner, come on, we're getting Thieves on our big toes. You put a drop on the bottom of your big toe, morning and night. I also offered it to the people who were traveling with us, and everybody just poo-pooed it and said, oh, what's a drop of Thieves going to do on the bottom of your big toe? I said, it's going to keep you well and you won't get sick. Well, we were the only two that didn't get sick. I totally believe in Thieves. It is my go-to all the time. I will put Thieves in my diffuser. First of all, during this pandemic, if anybody comes into the house, I will have Thieves usually in the diffusers, and I will definitely have Thieves after they have left. I do use it on the bottom of my big toes if I'm going out, especially these days if I'm going out. It's an antifungal, it's an antibacterial, it's antiseptic, it's antimicrobial, And it helps with strep throat. It helps with colds. It does help with tooth pain. And so that's what I originally had used it for. It will help with gingivitis, which is probably why she gave it to me in the first place. I love the smell of it. You can use it on your bunions, your acne, and you can also put it in a little spray bottle with water to spray your throat if your throat gets sore. So those are the oils that are in the starter bundle. On the bottom, now this one has some of these taken out because I have used them, but these are just little bottles that you can use to either carry in your purse or you can give them away. It also has these cards. So this card particularly is on frankincense, and you can use these little bottles to put into this card, and you can give someone a sample of frankincense, or there's lots of other ones in here. It contains 2 packets of Ningxia. Ningxia is a supplement in a fruit, and we'll talk about that some other time. And it contains a hand sanitizer. Now, I don't know about you, but having used hand sanitizers for the pandemic that's been going on for a couple of years now, I always use this. It has 65% alcohol in it, and a lot of them have 60. You do need alcohol for the disinfecting part of it. Most times, the alcohol is denatured with chemicals. This is denatured with peppermint oil. It also includes aloe vera in here. And so it's good on your skin. It's soft. It keeps your hands soft. And it will take off all the germs on your skin, but it won't take off that top layer of biome, which is your protective part on your skin. And it contains a roller ball that you can put into one of the bottles, which is what I did for frankincense. Thank you for listening. I appreciate that. And until next time, lots of love.